Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us into our monthly webinar. Welcome. If you are here and you can hear me, please feel free to say hi. I can see some of our friends are still connecting. Hello, Miss Mimi, how are you? Good to have you with us. I still have our friend Miss Sandra with us.
I'm
Miss
great.
Sandra,
Thank you.
how are you, Mimi? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
Good to have you with us. And it's also good to see Miss Sandra with us. Miss Sandra, I've heard a lot about you, a lot of good things. So welcome to our monthly webinar.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. We will be starting shortly in the next few minutes. We are just waiting for some more people to join in. Mr. Raimundus, good to see you, sir. You're muted. You are still muted. Okay.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello, Mr. Avishek Bushra.
Good to see you. How are you keeping?
Becoming younger.
That's all our wish, right? Our one wish.
Yes, everything fine. I enjoy my every day.
Yes. Same. I follow my motto to be grateful at all times.
That's true.
We have to. We push for more, but we learn to be grateful. It's very important.
You
And
are
how
right.
is your son? I am okay. I am very well. We've just been very busy with the preparation for the summit in Portugal. I am really looking forward to see you there.
My son, I'm preparing him for merger and acquisitions business, teaching him geopolitics since he was 3 years old. And I
Okay.
was working with him very seriously. He is approaching now 18 years old. And I have no
Yes.
doubt that he will be a remarkable figure in merger and acquisition business because he knows everything. He can read balance, he can negotiate with banks, with
Wow.
lawyers, with politicians, with everybody.
Wow, that's great. That's good. That's elite in the making.
Yeah, because I took the time to prepare him for real life, and I told him how everything goes on our world, so he will know. And you cannot get this knowledge in university or something like that.
Definitely.
But he is ready. Of course, he must want to do something seriously, but he has all the knowledge he needs.
Wow, that's really great. That's what a good father does, I believe in.
Yeah, and he is 2 meters height. He's a very big man.
And how old is he again? 18, right?
Yes, he's 18.
Yes, I
Soon
remember
18.
meeting him. Okay.
In April.
Okay, I
In
remember.
April, he will be 18 in April. So,
Okay, that's great. That's great. Let me
but
see
I
who
was
else is
working.
here.
I
Yes.
was working with him very seriously. He knows insurance business, securitization. Of course, theoretically, he didn't done anything, real, but he is ready.
That's great. That's great. Welcome again, everyone. I can see more people are joining. We'll be starting in the next 2 minutes officially. Meanwhile, if you're here, please feel free to say hello. I just saw our friend, Mr. Hitchum. Good to have you with us, sir. Welcome to our monthly webinar. I think we're in a very exciting time for us as a team because we have been doing this for a while, and our face-to-face summits, it's always something nicer and exciting because I believe online is okay. It's okay. I cannot really have you in front of me, so we are really looking forward to meet most of our friends. In fact, today most of the people joining will be in Portugal. And the reason we are meeting is because we want to discuss not only about opportunities, but how a lot of things will be going on in Portugal and how to make the most out of the event. I think we're good to go. We're good to start. Officially, let me welcome everyone. Welcome to Business Summit. Welcome to our monthly webinar. This is a time we have set apart to help you. This is all about you, to connect you to investors, to connect you to other businesses. We have an outreach to almost over 150 plus countries. Dr. Hader's Vision Business Summit has done a lot of impact in the last few years. Even if after COVID, there has been some great dimensions discovered within the team itself. So welcome to our monthly webinar. Today is about you, and today's special edition is a little bit different. We will be talking a lot about our summit that's coming, our summit in Lisbon. So if anyone has any questions, I know there are people joining still, but if you have any questions, if you want to join the summit, or if you're still planning to join, or if you're already joining and you have a question, please feel free. This is all about you today. So welcome, and before we start, I would like to play a small clip. Lima, if you could please play the clip. Wow, thank you so much, Rima. Thank you so much for playing this. And again, for those who just joined now, welcome to Business Summit. Welcome to our monthly webinar. It is a pleasure to have you all with us. It is a beautiful day here in Durban, South Africa. There are a lot of friends who will be joining us in Portugal and who is here today. And I am really looking forward, and I am excited. It's thrilling to see you all in the next month or so. So without any further ado, let me please call Dr. Hader, our chairman. Dr. Hader, good morning to you, sir. Are you here today? Are you here already?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to see you, Dr. Hader. I am very well, thank you. I believe you're already in Portugal, right?
Yes, yes. Greetings from Lisbon. We say here in the morning, bon dia, and in the afternoon, it is
Wow.
bon night is in the evening, but boa tarde.
Boa tarde.
This is boa tarde. Sandra, how are you? So I'm
Yes,
sure you
fine.
might be knowing, because I'm just new here, so I'm trying to catch up some of the languages. So I know bon dia, boa tarde, and bon night.
Bon night.
So it's boa tarde right now in the afternoon. How are you?
All good, Dr. Hader, all good. I can see there's a lot of friends joining already. It's really exciting. I was just telling them about the excitement within our team itself. And this is something we really look forward every year, each time we've been having this face-to-face summit, because we work very hard, and it's finally exciting to meet everyone that we've seen online over the few months or few years. So it's really an exciting atmosphere here today.
Absolutely. Thank you. The way I must tell the story in very short time, because the way we started this summit basically back in 2017 was like in 2016, I helped one of my friend in Algeria raising $30 million US for his project. He was struggling. He finished his project almost 90%, and he was left with 10% and had a requirement of 30 million to start the project. And he called me on very evening and said, "Haider, can you help me out with this 30 million as a loan?" I said, I don't have that 30 million right now, but I can talk to a few of my friends and see if somebody is interested. So I picked up the phone and called few of my friends, I mean, before few of my friends, I called one of my friend in Italy and spoke to him, and he said, the first one, he said, yeah, fine, I'm interested. It's just across the sea, so I will be interested to invest into this. Look at this. So I said, okay. And I said, this is his number, contact him, call him. And the other one, they started communication. And in a few days' time, they invited me to come, I think in a week, less than a week, to come to Algiers. And we got together. And they two talked. I was like an observer, and they made the deal. So the 30 million was invested, and that was a gratis, that was a free things from my side. I didn't charge even $1. I didn't even charge my travel costs. It was a friend to friend. So two friends got together, first deal done. So while I was going back to Kuala Lumpur, I was thinking, hey, you did this favor to these fellows and you didn't charge anything, and you spent $5,000 almost to make this trip and earn nothing. And you have so many of your friends because you have been traveling all around the world and more than 140 countries now, and you have friends all over the world. So why don't you call some of them? There are many other friends that needs money also. Probably they're not talking. And there are a lot of my friends who has the money, who has the access to the funds. Why don't I, get both of them together and let them talk about who needs money and who has money? If they can match up, nothing like it. So that's how I decided to invite 150 of my friends in Kuala Lumpur. I booked the whole ballroom of the Intercontinental in Kuala Lumpur, and then invited them that, okay, be my guest for a day. Without any, second thought, without any proper planning, without any details, I immediately invited by phone, by email, and WhatsApp, saying that come to Kuala Lumpur in August 2017, I guess, and then and many of them confirmed. End of the day, I saw there were 130 over people from all around the world, from more than 70 countries. And we closed 3 deals on the spot. And I had an experience, that's what I shared recently with my colleague here in Lisbon, Miss Christina, that, I had to summon my lawyer because the lawyer was not there in that summit. And then I had to call her and say, Smita, can you come down and draft out an MOU, because two of my clients, they want to sign, and another one want to sign later, but can you help it? So we had to call the lawyer, and she came with her assistant and laptop, and immediately drafted the MOU. So that's how this story started, and it gave me, after the summit was over, I was really overwhelmed, and it was exciting. We had a dinner. I invited all the guests in my house to have a dinner, and it was really a nice evening, and everyone that joined really appreciated, and they enjoyed it, because it was like we have been talking. Like, I know Mr. Raimundas for last 3 years. We never met. I know many of my friends. Like this morning, I was telling that I met Oksana a few months back in Zurich Airport. While I was going to Warsaw, I stopped in Zurich Airport and I said, can we meet at the airport? Because I have only a few hours time. So she was very kind and she came down. But we have been talking last 2 years. And then we met for a coffee, and it was less than an hour, but it was a pleasure. It's talking virtually and meetings personally one-to-one is different. And also the amount of money. Now today, say, for example, I want Sandra to invest $10 million in a project. I can't just say her that the project is good, the person is good, the person is like Angel and all those, and so on and so on. Until she see the person in person, I think until she shakes hands, have a lunch or dinner or a coffee, and read the person personally, understand him or her, I'm sure she will not be investing even $1. Right or wrong, Sandra?
No, for me, always the glass is full empty, not full half full. So, of course,
So-
I need to see the person personally to meet and to have my personal impression.
Thank you. So this is how it is. So I felt like personal touch and personal, face to face. You can discuss many things. Here we cannot be. We can be very formal. Like I visited Latvia 3-4 times during last 1 year, I guess, right, Sandra? And during COVID, no time. I mean, not even one time. So post COVID, I have been to Latvia, I think 4 times probably, and 3-4 times. So see, every time we meet, we talk, we get engaged in a much deeper level on business and society and the world and so on. So that's something gives us a tremendous amount of confidence to each other that what we are talking, we understand. Here is virtually, yes, we are blessed. We are thankful to the technology that has given us the opportunity to get in touch with the whole world. So which is fantastic. But this is the initial breeze, that is like in our earlier days. Do you remember? I think some of our senior citizens here, they will remember those days when there was no phone. I mean, there was phone, but not mobile phones. But we were living in a village and we were used to do pen friend, we had pen friend. So we used to write letters to different countries, boys and girls, and we used to get reply after 1 month, 2 months, sometime letter coming and so on. So the same thing is here today with the technology like WhatsApp, this Zoom, the Telegram and whatever apps you are talking about. These are all pen friends. The Facebook, the biggest social media. So it's same thing, but in a different version. So that's the first gateway that we can encounter. We can get to know each other, but definitely we need to, doing business of multi-million dollars, especially, you definitely need to know a person personally. So this is what we facilitate. Because I was facing a question yesterday. I was in Intercontinental and a person was asking, what is this investor summit about? What you do and how do you work? Is it a seminar? I said, we don't talk. Seminar, no, it's not a seminar. It's a seminar. We don't talk. We just take actions. And you're saying, what do you mean by that? I said, well, we take action, meaning we deal, we exchange multi-million or multi-billion dollars of business. We close multi-billion dollars of business on site. And then I explained that how we do this. I said, we close deals because we submit the projects that we believe, the project that we know personally, the project that we have done due diligence enough, and we have gone through the project, we understood the project properly, then only we submit the project on the spot. It's like an auction house, auction in anywhere in the world. So we submit the project on the wide screen, only 10 projects, not too many. And then we invite the investors at no cost. We invite the investors, come on here and then see which project you like and where do you want to invest your money. And then the owner and the investor, they get together and they start discussion. It's not only investor and investees, it's also the business owners. Like today, you want to, you are producing some, textiles in Bangladesh or in Cambodia or in Vietnam or in China. You want to get a global market. You can send thousands of emails and getting no reply or getting some scammers online. But if you are coming to a place where you meet, accredited buyers and partners, that makes a lot of sense. You have a cup of coffee, discuss, show samples. You have a business probably. You don't have a business also. You will know that this is a buyer and this is his requirement and this is what I cannot do. This is what I can do and so on. So it's a clear picture. So this is clarity we give. So that's what I answered to my friend yesterday, that this is how we help. So I'm glad that our friends from all around the world have been responding. And likewise, as I said, back in 2017, we had 135 people on site in Kuala Lumpur. And many of my friends started calling and shouting at me that, hey, you invited him, but you did not invite me. I said, oh, I'm so sorry, apologies. If you are so serious, because the other friend, he has posted in social media where he has called someone and, you see, I am in Kuala Lumpur and with Haidar's invitation and so on. So they said, oh, he didn't invite us. So the other one called me and said, you didn't invite me. I said, okay, if you're so serious, let's meet together, same place, same venue next year. So in 2018, I invited about 250 of my friends. And out of my utter surprise, there were 240 from all around the world, including some two presidents of the two countries. And they did not come as the president, they came as the project owner, and they submitted their own countries. So this is how we have been helping companies, corporations, governments to get connected with the partners. So that's very plain and simple things that we do, but with the full trust and clarity and transparency from all our friends and partners all across the world. I appreciate that you have joined today because we are only 32 days away from our next summit. During the COVID, we had to cancel the last summit in Bangkok. That was 4th of May at the last moment, 4th May 2020. I remember we booked the whole Sofitel hotel in Bangkok, and we had to cancel it at the last moment. It was a massive losses, and also it was sad that I could not meet my friends. It was not a good thing, but 2021, we did it in Toronto, but in a very smaller scale. And I can see one of my friend, Mr. Root, he was there in that summit. He's Mr. Ken Ruta. He's from Canada. He joined. He was kind enough. He saw it in person. He was there. So it was still so many people wanted to come, but the government restricted us that we cannot have more than 60 people on site in the whole ballroom. So we said, okay, let's make it 60. But we had 200 over people on the online. It was a virtual. Also, it was a kind of a hybrid program. So from all around the world, our friends joined. We heard that our friends making business, whether we know, we don't know. Some of them we are very much involved, some of them we are not. But some of our friends, they informed us. Some of our friends, they don't inform us. But we are not sad for that. We don't get fees from some of the friends, but it's not a problem. As long as you have a business, as long as you have made a deal, we are really happy, I tell you. As long as you have a deal, you have a successful story, we are very happy on that. We are very happy to see that you make a success. This is what I have been telling my team members as well, that anyone coming to our summit in Lisbon or anywhere in the world should go back with something in hand that his or her money, time, and energy has not been wasted. So they should see that they came here, they got something, they're going back with something in their hand, whether in immediate delivery or results, or a result on the go. So that's what we are looking at. We are almost done for the Lisbon Summit. I'm very glad to inform you. Why Lisbon? Many of our friends asked me that, and our colleagues as well. Why Lisbon? Well, we have been doing it. We don't have a fixed place that where we should do it. Like we did it in Asia, in Kuala Lumpur 2 times, in Thailand 1 time in 2019, and 2020 we could not hold. So 2021 and 2022, we did it in Toronto. Now, this year we decided to do it in Europe because we covered Asia, North America, now Europe, next year probably Africa, because we met recently the South African ambassador, and she was literally really holding my hand and saying, my brother, you need to do it in Johannesburg. So give me your word. So I had to say her, we will see, we will consider, we will do the exercise, and we will let you know. So we are currently looking at the possibility of doing the summit in Africa, because Africa is only the continent that are left behind, and Australia. But we always have our friends from all around the world, even Australasia. There are a lot of our friends joining the summit. This time we made it very smaller because post-COVID and during, post-war, I mean, not post-war, war is going on in two fronts in Europe, particularly. Some of our friends are very concerned to travel to Europe, but, as you know, Portugal is in a peaceful place, and Lisbon is a good city. So we thought of doing it here, but still a lot of our friends from different countries like Ukraine, Russia, and many other surrounding countries are still concerned. They don't want to travel, and they feel they might get into trouble. So, but still, there are a lot of friends, and they're also demoralized, because business-wise, many of the business are still down. Some people are making a lot of money. Some people are in the right business and they're making money. Like I went to Poland, and I see two type of businesses boomed up, because one is the food, because there are 4 million, 5 million these Ukrainian that came into their country, and then also the international communities in massive scale are in Poland. So the food gone high, and the second one is accommodation. They didn't have enough accommodation for these 4 or 5 million people and these international communities that are on ground in Poland, like NATO forces and all those. So there is a massive business. Some people are making money, big amount of money, but some business, yes, of course, they're suffering. But we need to proceed on. We need to go ahead, and we have a clear path that we give the opportunity for our friends to get their funding, get their business expanded, so that you don't feel frustrated at all. I don't want to see any of my friends anywhere in the world frustrated and struggling. We are here. We are wholeheartedly ready to support you to the highest level. That's why we thought that, okay, this event is very important, given a lot of challenges and difficulties all around, but still we felt that this we need to do, and that's why we made it a boutique one. We are not inviting too many people. There will be about 100, and we already have 100 participants. So this is the last webinar that we are holding every month, a webinar, and this is the last one before we see you in Lisbon personally. And I'm looking forward to see you and have a coffee, have a breakfast, have a lunch, and have a dinner with you in Lisbon on 15th of February, and help you getting your project kick-started, getting you the solutions that you are looking for. I'd like to thank you for listening to me. And now today we don't have any guests. As usual, we bring a guest speaker and all those. Today you are the guest speaker. So anyone from your side, you will have a question, you want to discuss your business, what business you do and what you can do and what you will be coming for in Lisbon, please feel free. Say that what technology you are bringing in, what solutions you are bringing, what products you are bringing in, or what products you are looking for, or what projects you are looking for funding. Please feel free, raise your hand, and we will be willing to listen to you. Today, you are the boss. Thank you.
I think we can start, Doctor, with some of the questions on the chat. It's a private message sent to me, but I just want to mention it so it's clear to everyone. Firstly, my apologies. My video is off because my network is a bit poor today. So the question is, will it be possible to arrange for contacts of participants to be exchanged? So our friend is asking that, are they allowed in the summit to go and meet the other participants and exchange their numbers. So, Dr. Hida, I have already answered the person, but I think it'll be good if you answer it, and it'll be good if you say the answer too.
Well, thank you, because our participants are very precious and very important, and they have their own dignity and they have their own business. So we do not want to share in advance the participant list to any of the participant, the list of. That is one of the reasons that you are here today, because you can say that I am participating. Like Sandra can say, I am coming to Lisbon and this is my product. Anyone interested, see me there or contact me earlier. So you can already take a preparation. I'm just giving you an example. If Nipa is coming, she should say, this is my product, or this is my intention, or this is my business that I'm looking for. If Mr. Raimundas is coming, he should say that this is what I do. I raise capital in the market in Luxembourg or in Germany. We can do this. This is my product, and so on. So that from today onwards, some of our friends can already contact. And that is why, in a way, we are introducing, but at the same time, we cannot share the details of the participants at this stage. But surely you will be meeting all of them, and you exchange your cards, you exchange your information in person. There is no stoppage, no restriction, nothing at all. And you will be the king or queen inside the hall. You will be this. That will be your world. There will be nobody to give a big speech. There is no prime minister coming. There is no minister. There will be a couple of ministers. Even we are expecting the king of Lesotho to be our guest. But trust me, we don't differentiate our guests like, oh, the king is here and he has to be taken care of. No. Outside the room, he is the king. Inside the room, he is a participant. Very simple. He is a participant. You bear equal value to us. Right, Mr. Avi?
Yes. Yes, definitely,
There is
Dr. Haider.
no difference. We don't make any difference at all. There is, all participants have equal value when you are inside the ballroom. So you are your boss, and you are equally treated. So you can meet anybody. If you want to meet the king, if you want to meet the minister, all around, she's the Minister of Commerce, Industry and Tourism from Guyana, and there will be a couple of other massive big investment agencies like GIPC, Ghana Investment Promotion Center. They are coming. The Guyana Go Invest Office of the President, they will be also coming here. So you meet them, talk to them about your business. You want to go and do something. You want to do agriculture in Uganda. I mean, our friends are here. And there will be people. You want to do something in Ghana. You want to do something in Nigeria. Anywhere you want to do something in Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, or Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Sweden, anywhere, Germany, Switzerland, there will be people from all around the world. I can see many of our friends from here. It's from all around the world. It's not from one place. It's from all around the world here. The world is here. So you will be having the absolute right to meet anyone that you want, anyone you want to talk. We don't stop that. As I said, me and my team, we are very happy to see that you succeed. Whether we get benefit or not, that's secondary. Thank you.
Definitely, Dr. Haider. So just so everyone knows, you are welcome to be there and connect with every participant that will be there. I would say bring your business card and bring your smile, bring your best suit. It's your first impression. Like they say, you don't have a second chance for a first impression. So we will even have our lawyers there. So if you need any help to draw up a contract, everything will be there on the spot. So yes, you are allowed to connect with everyone who is there. Yes, you're allowed to do business with anyone that's there. And yes, we will be there to help you in any way that you need. We will be just there for you. So it is a networking session, a high networking session, I would say. So I hope this answers the question. I think there are some more chats going on, Dr. Haider. But I think let's leave the platform open if anyone else has any question. If anyone else has any question, please feel free to ask. If you are coming and you have any questions, anything that's not clear, wow, it's the first time. I think everyone is everything is clear, but that's fine. I will still read one more thing from the chat, Dr. Hader, while if anyone has any question is preparing. Someone is asking us that it's the first time they are attending the webinar, and they are looking for investment into social housing, student accommodation, and private training college projects in South Africa. Firstly, thank you, Mr. Ivan, for posting this. I am right now in South Africa, in Durban, so it is good to connect with you. Dr. Hader, he's asking about whether we can connect him with investors for social housing, student accommodation, and private training college projects.
Surely. Thank you. Good question. Firstly, for your information, for all of your information, we'll be having 5 major investment bankers or investors from across the world. 2 of them from US. I can give you the name right now. One is the Reason Financial. That's our major partner that will be coming, and they are offering financing for any project which is more than 50 million up to 50 billion or 100 billion. They can finance any project which is tangible, ready to go. The Reason Financial is there. They will be there, and they will be able to cater any project and of any value. They normally do 100 million plus, but we requested them that some of our clients or some of our partners, friends, they might not have such a big project, but if you can kindly consider a little bit low. So they said, yes, for you, for the business summit, we will do 50 million minimum. Minimum ticket size is 50 million. We are having another partner from Luxembourg, ZVC, Green Bond Corporation. They issue bond for carbon credit for different countries, companies, and they will be here in Lisbon. And Mr. Kurt just confirmed that they will be here. So anyone want to raise green bond, they are ready. And they also do the traditional funding as well for any project debt and equity both. So if you have a project and they don't have any ceiling, but definitely it must not be less than $20 million US dollar value project. Then we have for our small ticket size. I know there are some of our partners coming from different countries. They need smaller money, like 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, and below 50 million, 100 million. So to cater that, we will be having another partner coming from UK, Capital G. They cater, they handle projects from 1 million and up to 100 million or even 200 million or even 1 billion. But their minimum ticket size is 1 million. So you see, we have solutions. We have thought about you, and then we really bringing investors from different segments. And we will be having another massive big company from US. I cannot disclose the name right now because they say that till they're on ground, we should not disclose their name. So this is what I cannot. I'm sorry, but there will be another massive big investment bank from US. That's 4. And we have a local bank, Portugal, Millennium Bank. They confirmed that they will be joining to look at projects in Portugal, also in the international communities or international business people that are visiting Portugal. They want to explore with them that whether they can offer any product and services that attracts the international investors to invest into Portugal and where they want to join as a partner. So this is what we have. We'll have some other bankers and insurance companies. Like we have 8 partners from Ghana that are joining. They're all CEOs of banks and insurance companies. So they will be coming here to meet you and have business cooperation. And it's both way. They can invest, and they're also looking for bigger investors. Is a unique system. Like Fidelity, one of our partner in Ghana, I don't know Mr. Anthony is here or not, the CEO, but they do finance smaller scale financing. They do to the farmers and small businesses. It's not, I would not say it is a microfinance. No, it's micro to medium. But they, again, are looking for funding as well. To finance this smaller level, they're looking for big financing. So we are helping them to raise the big capital for them. And at the same time, they're also looking for a small borrower. So this is how, things will happen here. I'm just giving you an example. I'm sure our friend Kaniz is here from Bangladesh, and she would be leading a delegation of 10 or 11 members. Kaniz, if you are here, please unmute and say about your team and what business they are in. You can give a little bit of an idea what they're looking for. Probably some of our friends from Europe and some of the other countries that are here, they will be able to take a note of that. So if you can kindly give some hints and shed some lights on that, would be good. Kaniz.
Sure. Thank you so much. And hello, everyone. This is Kanis from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Yeah, we are 11% from Bangladesh till now in my delegation. And actually, it's a diversified team member, I would say, because here we got RMG, ready-made garments worker, ready-made garments owner, and at the same time, agrotech and health tech and IoT, IT. So it's a mixed delegation, and mostly they are looking for the that networking and collaboration, at the same time potential investor networks, and this time they will not go for direct pitching as we mentioned earlier, but of course that would be an new window for Bangladeshi delegates, so that next time maybe they will go for pitch session and everything. But of course, I'm really impressed that friends from different part of the world joining here, and we would like to meet all of you in Lisbon very soon. And we believe that this networking place will help us to grow the business globally. And I think from Bangladesh, most of the business persons' intention is that, so that in direct communication, they can get some opportunity for further business. And Mr. Haidar just mentioned that that's really important. Whatever we do in the email and that online and meetings and everything, but end of the day, when it's in-person touch and we know the person, and that actually crack the deal. So I think from our delegation, everyone has that intention to meet in person for a global expansion. So that's all from Bangladesh. And actually, most of them, it's a Saturday and they couldn't join maybe. But of course, I saw that someone is recording. I will share the video with my delegation as well. So they will be updated what's going on here and what we discussed. So hope to see you soon. And rest depends on the other situation and visa and everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kanis. Looking forward to see you and with your delegation. We are seriously, eagerly looking forward. Don't forget to bring some of these Bangladeshi traditional things that that you might be impressing to the friends here. We have very good things, but like I bought 2 suits in Dubai last week, and after bringing it into the hotel, I didn't check where it is made in. I see it's made in Bangladesh. Oh my God, it's real.
True. And luckily our government sector is that actually they are doing really good. So most of the time we purchase product from North America, mostly they are made in Bangladesh. So you know that very well. Of course, we would love to meet new friends, and we would love to display some of our products and exchange some of our traditional stuffs as well. Of course, we would love to exchange.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kanis. I look forward to see you soon in next 32 days here. And Who else wants to speak? Sandra, you want to talk about your project? You are a revolutionary woman. Sandra, I must say about her a little bit. She's from Latvia and a lawyer and an entrepreneur, landlady, and she was the advisor to the former Prime Minister of Latvia for 5 years. And she's a very, very forward-looking entrepreneur and a great friend. From business, we turned as a family friend. So the way I say that, once we know each other, then we become friend, and from friend we become business partners. So with Sandra, we know each other for last more than 10 years now, I think. Yeah, first time I met you in 2012, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So it's been more than 12 years. You see, the time flew like anything. So we are great friends, and she has a technology which is really, I love this technology. I'm telling you publicly that I love this technology. I was watching that from the beginning. You remember that my wife and we together, when we were visiting, you were finalizing this project. So, and we saw your site in Ventspils and all those. So we feel that, I personally feel, in your technology very much, that this is really a great technology for this world. This could be a blessing for this world. So if you can kindly say a little bit on this in a very simple format for our friends to know, would be great. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Dr. Hare, for this invitation for this summit. And yes, what we are working on, this is the technology for heating and cooling. Yes, so we have the production in Latvia, and we are doing also the planning and installation. And what is the difference? We can substantially reduce the cost for the heating and for the cooling as well, because our system is based on the flow of water instead of the flow of air, what we usually use for the air conditioning. We use the flow of water for the air conditioning, and it's reduced the cost substantially. So we have very limited time, but maybe I can try to share. Yes, so if you allow me a few slides to demonstrate better what we are doing. So I will try.
Sure. Lima, please allow Sandra to share.
Screen sharing, yeah. If you can allow me to share the screen. Yeah, because it's disabled, the screen sharing at the moment.
Yeah, you can share now.
Okay, I'll try. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I will try to put in a slideshow. So maybe I will show this first, this slide. Yes, so if you can see what we have, we are accustomed to traditional air conditioning, and we are accustomed to tolerate the discomforts as well. So we all know about the drafts, we know about the noise, we are having the condensation, we are overpaying for electricity, and do we have another choice? Yes, we have the choice to choose the technology which provides us the much better thermal comfort, and which is more energy efficient, and which can help us to also to reduce the CO2 emissions. So this alternative is the radiant heating and cooling, which is based on the flow of water in the capillary muds. And the radiant heating and cooling is the most natural way how we can use the energy, because also the all life on Earth depends on the sun's radiation. So we have the radiant energy from the sun, and each of us, we are producing the heat on our own as well. So that we are connecting these capillaries, which also we have in our body, this kind type of those things like capillaries, and we are using it for the heating and for the cooling in a different seasons. Yeah, so this is very shortly what we are doing, and it helps to reduce significantly the cost. Yeah, so we are talking about the the reduction in a cooling about 60-70% in comparison with the traditional air conditioning. And in a colder regions, as in the northern part of the world, we can use it for the reduction of the heating costs as well. So it's very shortly about what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think this is a great technology, and Sandra, as Sandra mentioned, this can be a big save money as well. So I think there is a approximately 30-40% saving of cost from comparing to the traditional air conditioning system or heating system. I think you have a 30-40% saving, right? Depending on the country.
Even more. There is the tests which are done already in a real installations that it depends, of course, from the heat losses in the building. Yeah, if we have very high heat losses in the building, of course, the reduction will be smaller. If we have a well insulated building, then this could be 60-70% of the reduction of the cost.
60-70% savings.
Yes.
Just imagine. Oh my God.
Yes, in comparison with the traditional air conditioning, because this is from the physics that the transfer of energy by water is much more efficient as the transfer of energy by air.
Absolutely. I stayed in your apartment in the city, and you have this capillary system, and slept like a baby, I tell you, because there was no sound. There was no sound, and I could not feel that there is an air conditioner running, because this traditional air conditioner is giving so much of dust and this bacteria. I feel in the morning this sullen, the throat and a big headache and all those. But with your technology, frankly speaking, I didn't feel like this. I mean, it was absolutely a great feeling. And there was no sound at all. I didn't see anything. It was, as usual, like a digital switch on, switch off system. So I think, and also you said that your technology has a 50 years warranty.
Yeah, because we are using such temperatures in the system. For example, for heating, we enough to use plus 25-30 degrees. It's very low. For comparison, in regular radiators heating, we need to use at least 40-55 degrees. If we need to heat up the water for 20 more degrees, it's a lot of costs which we need to use. Yeah. And the same with the cooling. If we can use the cooling with a temperature plus 16-18 degrees, then we use much less energy. And it's very also compatible with the heat pumps, which is the revolutionary technology, which is now in everybody something heard about the heat pumps. But how it works, nobody knows so much. But for heat pumps, it's very, very important to be connected to the elements of transfer of energy, which is with the low temperature. And this is very often the people forgot about it, or they didn't know about it.
Thank you, Sandra. It is really a great technology. That's how I trust this technology, and I really want to be part of your journey as we have been. So we look forward to see you here, and definitely our friends coming from the Middle East, from Africa, from Canada and US, they will definitely like it. You have both solution, heating and cooling. So whoever needs whatever, they have it. So I look forward to see you here in Lisbon next month. And with this, thank you once again for your support. Now, Mr. Raimundas, he's another great gentleman, a great son of the world. I say global citizen. I cannot say that he was born somewhere, brought up somewhere, living somewhere, and traveling somewhere, doing business somewhere. So we should say that you are a global citizen. So Mr. Raimundas is an investment banker, non-regulated investment banker, and he has great ideas on. He's an expert on fundraising in securitization especially, And we have been talking, but not met as of yet, though we are not very far. He's in Germany, I'm here in Lisbon, so in Portugal. But we'll be crossing paths soon, very soon. We will be meeting and having dinner, that I can promise you. Mr. Amadas, please go ahead and say what you really can do for our friends.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Haider, for this introduction. Very appreciated. Greetings from Germany, from everybody. I can do several good things for a participant of this wonderful summit. I am an insurance professional. I have about 10 years experience working with insurance companies and funds that are trading with insurance products. And I have an ambition myself to raise some capital and buy insurance company. This is the perfect way to acquire investment capital. And I saw one example, for example, when one insurance company with 100 billion balance sheet has been purchased for 1 billion approximately, half a year ago approximately. So there is quite a number of insurance companies in the world, the biggest in Asia, of course, because of number of people that are living there. But if somebody is willing to make successful investment career, first to buy insurance operation and then use insurance capital for investment, it is the way that showed the best results in investment world, because to invest insurance capital is much better as to invest bank capital, for example, because if the crisis is coming and the asset values goes down, then banks usually asking additional asset, to guarantee the loan. And if the investor has no additional asset, then big problem. He is losing the asset, and this asset is sold for very little money, and then it's only one way out of it, bankruptcy. So, but if you are investing insurance capital, it doesn't matter what asset price there is, because you have to pay back for insurance customer when something happens, and you have to pay. So it's a very attractive conditions to use insurance capital for investments instead of bank capital. So here I know a lot. I know people who knows insurance market, companies, owners of insurance companies, and I could really find some good priced insurance company, purchase it, and then it is possible to do big scale investments in the world markets. The second area where I might be very much helpful for participants of this conference is that I am very well connected in Washington, D.C. I'm working with Washington University, with one former advisor for one of American presidents. And those people can help me and my friends to get American government contracts. And they are huge. I have heard that American government prepared $1.2 trillion for internet infrastructure in rural America. So 400 billion for green energy projects and so on. And that's only two areas, where American government is involved. So I think that to work together with American government and help implement American government plans will be very interesting. The size are very big, and that's the opportunity I could be very helpful. The third area I wanted to mention thanks to Dr. Haider's request, I established a good relationship with Allianz insurance company in Germany with other fund managers. And if somebody is interested to invest the money into Germany, I have now very good partners I can cooperate and help for those people to make profitable, meaningful investments, majority into operational, good quality, profitable, decent funds. And it is possible to make money at once in a professional and solid way. So that would be the three serious areas for large, tickets to use. And I'm ready to assist participants of this conference and other friends that in those specific areas that I just mentioned.
Great.
Thank you very much. That would be all for today.
Thank you, Mr. Raimundas. Thank you so much. We have a partner that we want to introduce you. They're originally from Nigeria, but they're having offices in the UK and in Dubai. They are ranked as one of the world's largest insurance broker. And they're insurance broker, but very big scale. They are the largest, and they have become champion for last 3 years, consecutive years in Nigeria and in Dubai as well. So these guys are interested to join. An Englishman is from Britain. So I think I would like to connect him with you together soon, probably on a private level, and then you can take it up from there and see what you can do together. And I guess there could be some synergy with our partner from Luxembourg, Mr. Dr. Kark. They are in Green Bond, and you seems to be in the similar line of business, so there could be some synergy that you can work out. Thank you.
Lovely.
We'll be connecting you. In the meantime, I look forward to see you in Lisbon next month. We have a friend from Canada, Mr. Ken Ruta. I know Mr. Ruta said that he won't be able to make it up this in Lisbon this time. He has other engagement. I don't know whether he has any changes, but however, we really appreciate your kind support and presence in most of our webinars since the COVID time, and we'll have other friends joining from Canada and US. However, we would be glad to hear a few words from you about your business. I know you are in agriculture, you are in real estate.
Yes, Dr. Hader. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I'm in Canada, in the middle of Canada, halfway across. And yes, I'm a farmer, and I'm involved in residential real estate properties and multi-unit properties. And yeah, I'm always energized to come to these summits. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend in Lisbon. I'm also a sports coach and umpire for the sport of curling, and booked up for that point in time. But I would have loved to have been live in person, because I wasn't the one in Toronto, and a lot of energy in the room.
Thank you, Mr. Ruta. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support all the times, and look forward to see you in our next summit. I'm sure we'll inform you well in advance, so that we like your energy also. It's very important, and thank you so much for your support all the times. I look forward. I think our friend from Ghana, Mr. Anthony Sawa, he had just joined. As I talked to him, I talked about him a few minutes earlier. Mr. Sawa, are you here or not yet? Okay, we will hear from him. And we have a new friend, Mr. Gonzalo Amorim. We just had a discussion last week about a project they are building in Azores Island, and that's Wonder Island, I'd say. I would change the, I mean, I'd give a name of this island as Wonder Island because I had opportunity to stop in this island for 3 times while going to Canada with one of the airline called SATA Azores, and I had no idea where is Azores. And then after 2 hours, they stopped there, and I was sleeping. I wake up, where we are? Said we landed in Azores Island, and we saw, we went out and went around, and it's a fantastic place. It's in the middle of the sea, and I was wondering how come this could be part of Portugal. It should be part of US, with all due respect, because it's it's halfway in the middle of the Atlantic. So fortunately, and it's good that it's part of Portugal, and it's really wonderful. It's a beautiful island, and they're building up a massive project there. And I would not disclose much here, but Mr. Amorim, we look forward to see you in our summit, and certainly you will have a solutions. If you would like to say something, you are most welcome. If you don't want to say something, also that's fine. But I thank you for joining the meeting here this afternoon.
Well, thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone. Pleasure. We recently met through Christina, whom we have been engaged for a few years now. Yes, we are in love with Azores. We are Portuguese, my founder and me, and we are developing a major real estate 5-star hotel and spa, and running the residences in an iconic place, which is St. Michael Island. In the 80-hectare pristine environment, which is a game-changing project for the whole of the archipelago of Azores, which is a pearl, as you mentioned, surrounded in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The Americans have found it. They have the naval base in one of the islands, but most of let's say, the world doesn't know yet this unique place, which is very much quiet and I'd say really a place to discover. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have another new friend. I have been talking to him, but we never met. Mr. Norman from Morocco, right? You're from Morocco? You can unmute and...
Hi, Dr. Haider. No, from Argentina.
Oh, I'm sorry. You are from Argentina.
The football guys.
Great. Yes.
Well, hi there, Dr. Haider. Thank you so much for receiving us again. Always a pleasure to meet you and everyone here, ladies and gents. Happy. I hope this new year will be a fantastic year for everyone. We have a couple of prospects, Dr. Haider. They're mainly in Latin America, and one of them is in Irvine, California, near you. I sent you an email. Probably if you can answer us back, and I'll send you the details and see if it's possible if we can work together on that, please.
Sure. Certainly, I saw your email. I'm sorry that I could not answer it on time, but we will definitely be answering this week for sure.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You.
I won't take more.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, is there anyone else that want to say something, that want to talk about his or her business? You're most welcome. I don't know whether our friends from Africa today, I don't know what happened with the network, but I see someone joined. I can see my friend Gilbert Kibe from Kenya. I can see Humphrey from Uganda, but he's coming, going. Mr. Gilbert Kibe, thank you so much for joining, and we look forward to see you in Lisbon. And he's an aviation professional. He's a pilot. He's the Director General of Civil Aviation Authority of Kenya. And I think, is there any more question, Mr. Avi?
Yes, Dr. Hira. Just 2 questions, but I'll bring it up to 1 question. Someone who asked, if someone has not been joining our webinar, are they allowed to join our Portugal Summit? So, yes, definitely, you are more than welcome. Even if it's your first time that you have joined this webinar, you are more than welcome to join us. Actually, this is the reason today we have not brought any guest speaker. We didn't want to speak about anything but just the Portugal Summit. So, yes, you can bring your friend who has not been to any of our webinar. They are welcome to join us. And addressing the next question is, how do I book? You can go on our website. I think Lima is here. Your email address plus our website. You can go on our website to book our ticket, or you can connect with us on email, and we will help you out. There are different types of tickets, whether you're a business owner that wants to connect, or whether you're a project owner who is coming for networking. So there's a lot of different types of tickets, and please feel free to reach out to us if you need any help. So there's a lot of things been going on the chat. Let me just mention it one time before somebody else speak. Any project that you have, and this is a tangible project that has a cash flow, and you believe that it can attract investors. I am going to use the words of a lady who used those words. Let's crack the deal. Lisbon Summit is the place. So if you have a project, it's a tangible project, and you'll be looking for funding, please connect with us, and let us make it successful. So this is addressing all the different project owners on the chat that has been sending their projects, their numbers. And lastly, if you are just a business owner, what you see here is, it doesn't really make justice to what is going to be happening in the room. I like what our friend Mr. Rata said. The energy level that's there is completely different than what is here in the Zoom meeting. So I really look forward, Dr. Hader, before anyone else speak. I really look forward to see everyone in Lisbon. We are counting our days, and I would say we are ready. We are ready. See, as I'm talking, I see somebody else sending me messages privately. Uh, just give me 1 second. I'm just reading it. Hi, my interest is travel and tourism, and the greatest thing I am looking forward to to connect Africa. Is there anyone interested? Again, what you see here is just a very mini portion of what is going to be happening in Lisbon. I've known Dr. Hader for almost 4 years to 5 years now, and yes, Africa is definitely one of his favorite places. I'm from Africa, so I'm not saying this because of that, but Africa is definitely one of his favorite places, and we do connect a lot of people in Africa, in Tanzania. Let me not go to the countries. It will be a long list, but yes, we do connect. I would really suggest all those who are really serious about business and really want to be successful and connect successfully to either project owners or business owners, networking investors. This is the place. We have put a lot of effort into this event, a lot of time, a lot of money to go and connect with people and reach out to them and invite them. This is to be. So, and say some of the things to address upcoming questions. Thank you, Dr. Hader.
Thank you. Thank you. I think today there is something wrong with internet network in Africa, probably, because I
think
don't
there was a
see
network issue there. Thank you,
and
Dr.
your
Hader.
network was also buffering. So I think there is a cable cut or something probably in Africa. I don't see most of the people from Africa today, but let's introduce my colleagues. Of course, Mr. Abhishek is Vice President Business Development based in Durban, South Africa. He's originally from Mauritius. I have our Deputy Manager Coordination, Miss Lima. She has also a network problem, and we have Assistant Manager Digital Production, Mr. Sharafat. And I have here my colleague Christina Carpintero, the Vice President of Europe Business Summit, and a wonderful woman. She's a French woman, but now Portuguese. She's from Lisbon, and I'd like to hear from Miss Christina about her wonderful city and about the business summit and what she has to say. Welcome, Christina.
Thank you very much, Dr. Haider. And one more time, thank you very much for this opportunity to be participated in this business summit, because I'm sure that will be a success. Thank you for choice Portugal, a little country in Europe, but one older country in Europe with a big culture, traditions, good gastronomy, architecture, many things to discover. And I'm very happy, and everyone come here to this event. You will be welcome in my country, in Portugal, and I'm sure that will be a success and a good experience for the people don't know my country. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Christina. And we are looking forward to see your country. I mean, our guests will be looking forward to see your country and your gesture, for sure. Looking forward. Thank you so much. And I think we are almost done. So I'll leave it back to Mr. Abi if there is no more questions. So we will be wrapping up this event. I think we have heard from some of our friends. If there is any more questions, please feel free to reach to us anytime, and our colleagues will be very glad to assist you as much as needed. We make it, and I look forward to see you in Lisbon on the 15th of February. Let's have a cup of coffee together in the morning first, and then we start our business on the 15th of February. I look forward to see you in Lisbon. Thank you very much once again for your support and joining here and joining in Lisbon. Mr. Avi, are you here?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, great. Yes.
Doctor, sorry, the network is very poor today happening, but thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for joining, and we look forward to see you in Lisbon and in our next webinar, obviously, to discuss about the success of this summit. Thank you everyone, and we see you on the 15th of Feb. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.